The foundation of marriage lies in love and trust, and over the years, people tend to believe that they know their other half better than anyone else.
I can't see her doing something like that. She's super intelligent. I can't.
But what happens when a husband finally confronts the chilling truth and realizes that his wife is the murderer? On the 8th of September 2017, Taylor Wright, a 33-year-old former policewoman and private investigator, mysteriously disappeared from Pensacola, Florida. Tragically, her lifeless body was discovered just a month later on a secluded farm owned by the MacArthurs. But what the police found during the investigation was truly shocking.
Can you tell me how you came to know Taylor?
Through working PI cases.
Okay.
She'd come over to our house every now and then. She met my wife. They became friends.
Did you guys ever have a falling out or?
Never. From doing this job for so long, I would just pick up little lies from her. Stuff just didn't start seeming right. She would disappear for days. You couldn't get her on the phone. Greg and I would try to call her. You couldn't get her on the phone.
When Zach MacArthur was brought in for questioning regarding the murder of his wife's best friend, little did he know that he was in for the shock of a lifetime. Zach reveals that it wasn't unusual for Taylor to go missing for long periods of time. But this time, things were not like they seemed. All her belongings were at home, and the sporadic texts sent to her girlfriend, Cassandra Waller, as well as other friends, were not in her usual style.
I mean, I'm sure now you've read the news and everything.
Yeah.
You kind of know the date that we're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Have you had a chance to go back and pinpoint where you were on
the
the 8th of September?
I can't remember, but I'm trying to do the very best I can so I could tell y'all the best I can. I went to the bank yesterday to pull my statement. I know I ate lunch at the seafood place at 9 Mile in Pine Forest. I ate there, and I remember eating by myself, and I remember Ash not being able to make it because she was tied up with work.
Zach mentions casually that he had lunch by himself on the 8th, as Ashley was busy with work. He has revealed a crucial hint, not knowing that his wife's status as the murderer is pretty much established at this point. In fact, the whole purpose of his interrogation is to find out the degree of his involvement. The motive behind this brutal murder will leave you horrified.
Do you know anything about this money that Taylor had given you all?
No, absolutely not. She's never given me anything. I've never got anything from that. No.
Okay. Do you know anything about your finances?
No, to be honest. I give her when I work a case or and I got a settlement from my attorney, I hand it straight to Ash. She takes care of everything.
Taylor, who was going through a tumultuous divorce, had given Ashley around $34,000 for safekeeping, which Ashley had spent without hesitation. Taylor and Ashley had planned to visit the bank on September 8th to withdraw the money and return it to Taylor. But Ashley suggested at the last moment that the two of them should go horse riding in East Milton. Unbeknownst to poor Taylor, her best had something completely different in mind.
The property up on Britt Road,
Mm-hmm.
and that's owned by her aunt and uncle.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever been out there?
Yeah.
When's the last time you think you were out there?
The last time I went out there is when I traded my four-wheeler for a side-by-side. And that's the last time I've been. Before that, I couldn't tell you.
When was that?
A couple months back.
Given Zach's background in PI work, he seems quite comfortable with the cops, even on a first-name basis with a few. Although the detectives don't let up the pressure at any point, Zach's body language shows that he really has nothing to hide. He maintains an open posture, either leaning forward while maintaining eye contact or sitting on the chair in a relaxed manner.
Do you own any 9mm
Yeah.
handguns? What kinds?
A Glock.
Just one or?
I've got a lot of guns, so a lot. One Glock 9.
What model?
19.
19? Okay. Do you know how Taylor died?
Yeah, for Ackerman told me that the girl was shot, and he heard that from Molchan.
So Ackerman told you and he got it from Molchan?
Yeah.
When he's questioned about his phone records and history of purchasing firearms, Zach is still unaware of the true purpose of this investigation. and his answers are mostly in defense of himself. MacArthur has no idea what lies in wait for him, even if he manages to prove his innocence.
And conceal.
If any person in this world was like, hey, Zach, come help me do something, I would run from that mother as fast as I could.
Well, I mean, just hell, it's all over the news.
Yeah.
You've read it.
Yeah, I've read
Right.
it, and
And I mean,
trying to swallow it and figure it out. I mean, it's like, it's terrible.
but you've read it, so you know at least some of the details. Just based upon that and your knowledge of the job that we do and the job that you used to do, what's your thought?
Only when the female detective urges Zach to think about the case details being broadcast on the news and the nature of the investigation does the realization sink in. And even then, his first reaction is denial.
I can't see her doing something like that. I mean, she's super intelligent. You know, she's got a
Master's degree.
yeah, or is it master's or I don't know, one of the two. And that's just sloppy. I mean, that's sloppy I can't see her doing that.
No matter how desperately Zach wants to reject this possibility, the insurmountable evidence says the complete opposite. The bank records clearly show the transfer and spending of the $34,000. Moreover, Ashley's phone confirmed her presence at the farmhouse where Taylor's body was found. Taylor's phone location was tracked to a wedding that Ashley attended on September 9th, but there are no accounts of Taylor being seen there or at any other location.
I'm asking you, as this investigation continues, whether it's text, phone records, computers, financials, is there going to be anything that hems you up or ties you up to
absolutely
that?
nothing.
Well, and not just being involved in the actual murder, but as far as, you know, afterwards.
Helping conceal.
Not only this, but the surveillance footage from a local hardware store captured Ashley purchasing the very same type of cement used to fill Taylor's grave on the farmhouse property. And this is precisely why Zach had called the methods as sloppy, in disbelief that his wife could have done that. Zach was permitted to return home shortly after the investigation, but his wife's situation took a wildly different turn.
We, the jury, find the defendant, Ashley MacArthur, guilty of first-degree premeditated murder with a firearm as charged in the indictment.
In 2019, following a 4-day trial, Ashley was found guilty of first-degree murder. The jury granted her a life sentence, with a mandatory requirement to serve 25 years.